Yeah, summer 2015. It looks like it's off to a pretty solid start. I mean, just in the month of May.
Oh, what a month! What a lovely month!
Mad Max Fury Road. So Mad Max Fury Road is the fourth Mad Max movie in the George Miller Mad Max movies. The last one, which was Beyond Thunderdome, came out 30 years ago now. It's like, hey, well, I guess there's more to tell, so let's make a new Mad Max movie. In this one, Tom Hardy plays Mad Max. It's a pretty simple premise for the movie. It's an escort mission from a video game. You gotta get this huge truck from point A to point B. Long stretch of post-apocalyptic desert road, and while they're doing that, fleets of crazies and maniacs are gonna try to kill them. And that's Mad Max Fury Road. Now, this movie's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just out of its mind. It's George Miller's Mad Max doing George Miller Mad Max things with a bigger budget. At a point, you look at it and you're like, this movie's like a cartooned version of its crazy post-apocalyptic self. Difference between when this movie does it and a lot of other movies is a lot of other movies, it doesn't make any sense. In this movie, it completely makes sense. You're like, yeah, we're half past the precipice of madness. I get it. People aren't sane anymore. Shit, Max is kind of crazy. I imagine if humanity was left to its own devices to find itself, it would be at least this crazy. Now, getting right into the action, because this movie is pretty much built for the action. The action in this movie is crazy. Not only is it impressive, not only is it high octane, but it's practical. George Miller built this movie on practical special effects, not visual effects. Yeah, there's green screen in this movie. There are visual effects when it calls for it. But generally speaking, when cars are flipping and blowing up, that's a car flipping and blowing up. It's artillery. It's pyro. It's something real. In a world where a lot of things are CGI, you just appreciate that stuff more. But the funny thing is, I don't know why this movie's called Mad Max, because Charlize Theron is actually the badass in this movie. This is Charlize Theron's movie. Should be called, her name is Furiosa, should be called Furiosa Road. And Mad Max. Yeah, he's in this movie too. And Mad Max is the second biggest badass in this movie and the third most interesting character. Not only is Charlize Theron's character interesting, but Nicholas Holt's character interesting too. Because up to this point, we've only just seen these crazies be crazy. You're like, yeah, it's just fleets of crazies, and we know they're the bad guys and Max is the good guy, so we're gonna root for Max against the crazies. Crazy, crazy, crazy people in Mad Max are crazy. But Nicholas Holt's character brings an element of humanity to that. You're like, oh, what's going through their mind? Oh shit, they have feelings? That's weird. Didn't know that for 30 years. And this movie has a menacing bad guy too, who looks like the father of Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. In fact, given the setting and the action and the cars and the racing and the carnage in this movie, I'm pretty sure it is the father of Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. You take the cover art of Twisted Metal and you just put Mad Max Fury Road on it, it'd be a pretty applicable poster for this movie. The bummer is the fact that this movie is ultimately a big action sequence all wrapped up into 2 hours. There's not a lot of character development among the characters in this movie. There are a couple of moments of heart, a few moments of development, that's for sure, but it doesn't stick, and that's not what you remember. You watch this movie for the action, you walk out going, yeah, the action was pretty friggin' sweet. Which is why you should watch the movie, and the movie knows that, and it knows what it is, and it plays up what it is. If you haven't enjoyed any of the Mad Max movies before, and you're just going into this movie to critique the shit out of it, you're gonna walk out being like, yeah, the movie is stupid, I didn't like it. But if you want to see a post-apocalyptic movie with a 2-hour action sequence, we'll say 1.5. We'll round down. Mad Max Fury Road is definitely worth watching, and certainly worth buying on Blu-ray. Perfect party movie too. Have some friends over, see some death, destruction, carnage, cars, explosions, more death, more destruction, more carnage. Alright guys, so Mad Max Fury Road, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought of the madness, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.